Alright, yo, here's another session view for Acid Field. This one's going to be a little bit more confusing to kind of build chronologically because there's a few more parts in it, but I'm just going to kind of wing it here. So basically everything, the whole song kind of started with this chord progression here and this synthesizer, which is a Serum synth. It's basically utilizing this filter here, and it's automating to this envelope. Kind of complicated, but that's what gives it that kind of plucky sound. So I started with that, and then added this. It's actually this sound here is it's a glockenspiel that is coming through Reason and NNXT, just a sampling machine or sampler. And I just automated the feedback on an H delay. This guy here automated the feedback to kind of have a lot of repeats and then move down to not as many repeats. It just kind of sounds trippy. And from there, I added. I guess the bass line is the biggest. There's not a whole lot of parts in this track. It's just kind of relatively simple. The bass started out with this sound, which is a bass guitar. And that's very similar to what I did in Flyer. So it's like a pitcher, a fuzz, and a flanger. Kind of gives it that like really gritty sound. And then I added a synth bass over top to get like more of the sub frequencies. And that's a Serum synth again. So if I take off the bass guitar, you can see I labeled it chunk bass, which makes sense because it's pretty chunky, I guess. And then from there, yeah, the whole drum mix. I usually just gloss over the drum mix, but the drum mix is actually the hardest part of all these tracks. So what I'll usually do is I'll create, all my sounds. This one's relatively simple, so there's not as many samples going on, and then I'll feed each one of those out into a separate mix, and then I'll mix each one of these separately with different effects and compression. But I don't want to go too crazy with that because it would take me a long time. I just want to go pretty simple with this. So we have all that, and then obviously the vocals. Those are done very similar to Flyer. It's like there's a low, a high, and then there's some areas where I did some harmonizing, and then distorted it like this right here. You can hear it. I don't want to go too into that, but it's some like new effects that I did, I guess, but a lot of the same stuff. So then that's basically the verse. And the chorus is where it kind of speeds up a little bit, and that's I'm just going to turn the vocals off so you can actually hear where is it? Vocals. So I added these here, which are actually no, I'll do the next one, this one here, because this one actually has a harpsichord in it. So it sounds like this. And then I added some rhythm guitar here. It's like way back in the mix, so you barely even hear it, but it all adds to it, I guess. And the bass is the same, the drums, and the vocals. Yeah, oh, the harpsichord is actually coming through Reason, just to let you know. Where is it? You can hear that. It's like a feedback loop of the automation on that what do you call it? That glitchy sound. It's kind of annoying, but oh, and then before that there's a part here where there's a like a synth kind of solo type thing, and that's this sound here. I was saying there, whatever. You saw it. And then from there, yeah, then there's this whole part where everything kind of drops away. So there's a bit of guitar, and I guess the coolest part here, or the part that's hard to tell what it is this. That is basically a my voice, just with a lot of distortion on it. So yeah, some spring reverb and like this distortion pedal. And then the last part. I'll turn the yeah. So this I added. It's like a chorus, but I just kind of built. Things I did with this was I added this like build thing, which sounds really weird on its own, but it's kind of sounds cool when it's all together. So it's like, I'm not even sure what it is. Yeah, it's a serum, just this like gnarly wave. So it's like this gnarly wave that kind of sits behind everything. And you can hear it here if you focus. So that kind of like adds to the build of it, I guess. That's the first time I've ever done that. I kind of took Tame Impala's the song Eventually, like the beginning of it, as a inspiration for that. I just thought I'd just try it on. I thought it sounded kind of cool. So. Yeah, that's basically the song. Oh, and then another weird part, I guess, would be the vocals at the end here when it sounds all like glitchy. And that. So the high end here, I guess. Oops. Hold on. Yeah, this. This sounds like, and I basically just warped it and kind of chopped it a little bit, and it creating this weird sound. Yeah, so that's basically the whole track. That one was pretty scattered, but gives you an idea of kind of how it came together. It's definitely more simple than Flyer, but yeah. Cheers. Thanks for watching, guys.